Hey, welcome to the BJB Postgame Show, live here from the Mick Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay. As we saw the Jays go down in a flaming heap of you-know-what. Thanks for watching. We're glad we got the live stream up. We're hoping it stays up the whole time. Mike Rochon will be joining me to co-host today, but in a minute here, we're going to have Derek Kellogg, assistant head coach of the Creighton Blue Jays, join us. And so we'll have him jump on with us and maybe, just kind of explain what happened today. It was pretty poor performance. Hold on one second here. And anyway, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe and like button. It helps us out a ton. We're just really thankful that this show has taken off. We do have the chat feature going, so if you want to chat, we can answer all your chats. Just put them in below on the YouTube channel today. Best chat will win a $75 gift card to RTI Threads, our terrific sponsor, and we want to thank RTI Threads for everything they are doing for us, and really appreciate everything they do for us. And sorry, we're having a little bit of technical issue, but I think we're good to go here. RTI Threads, as you know, they're not a sponsor of this show, but also of the Blue Jay Banner show. So check them out. They've got great Jays gear. I've talked to several people who have gotten the Jays stuff, and it's just fantastic. They are the exclusive apparel provider of Blue Jay Banner. So check them out. That's rtithreads.com. And in a minute, they'll be sponsoring Coach's Corner, which will be assistant coach Derek Kellogg joining us today here at the Mick Ultra Arena in Mandalay Bay, where the Jays, I don't know this is starting to look like a season maybe, I'm sure this team will get better, but it's starting to look like a season that maybe we're going to look back on and say, wow, what a disastrous season this was. Now, this is a very good Iowa State team, and if you didn't watch or what have you, the Jays went down 78-60 today. We'll talk. Also, we're going to have Isaac Trout with us here in a little bit later on. Let's jump right into the chats. We got Justin says, I really hope Coach can work his magic with this team, or we may have trouble making the tournament this year. I totally agree. I think we're in big trouble making the tournament. The Big East is not strong this year, and we only have two really marquee teams, UConn and St. John's, and if we don't win one game against them or two games, I don't see how you can justify us getting in the NCAA tournament, because I guess Nebraska would be the other team on our schedule right now that's a quality win. Maybe Kansas State, but it doesn't look like it to me. I think we're in real trouble. Rob List says, easy to overreact, but this is an embarrassing loss. No Lipsy, and we got beat by 18. Defensive turnovers continue to be a major problem. Harper and Graves were no-shows. Really didn't do anything well. I agree. Blake Harper looked lost out there today. He looked like he was overmatched. And I don't know what the issue was there with him, but when he has to settle, he could not get in to the lane because Iowa State A was so physical, and B, with that trapping defense, I think you probably would have liked to had a little more time to prepare for Iowa State. I'm sure they worked on some of these things because you knew you were playing them. And certainly you had to get ready for Baylor. I thought we took a step forward yesterday. Today, I thought we took 2 steps back. Again, I thought the good news was I thought Owen was way more aggressive today and more involved in the game, which was a good thing. Right now we got Coach join us. Coach Derek Kellogg. How you doing, Coach?
You know what? I've been better, but, here with you, so I guess I'm in a decent mood.
I cheer everybody up.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those days,
Although you did tell me earlier I talked too much, so I already knew that though. But I don't know how you explain or digest this one, but give it your shot.
Well, I'm now 0 for 2 on your show, which is not a great deal for me, and having to come back after this game in Gonzaga. But I mean, I just felt like their physicality and their ability to get us out of most of our stuff offensively really bothered us, especially in the first half when they cooked up that 14-point lead that we were trying to claw back from. But we never.
Yeah, we got off to another bad start. It's kind of been a theme.
Yeah, I guess I can't put my finger on that until we watch the video.
Yeah, right.
The tape to kind of understand what exactly happens. But we just need to put the ball in the basket early. I think we've struggled to score quite a bit in the last couple games here. And, when you score early, it can loosen them up a little bit and give us a little more flexibility on the offensive end. So,
what was the plan with their trapping defense?
I mean, pretty similar to what we've done in the past with teams that have done that. We tried to, invite the trap in different areas of the floor and, flash a guy in there and then attack 2-on-1 or 3-on-2 on the weak side. I thought we had a few indications and times where it worked out really well, and then we had some other ones where we just didn't make the extra pass. We had a couple of lobs to Owen that didn't go down.
Yeah.
We had a couple open threes on the weak side. The reality of it is we just have to put all those together. You can't make a good play and then miss a lob or miss an open shot, things like that. So we haven't really done that yet. We're going to work towards it, and hopefully on Thursday or Wednesday, whenever we play, we can put it together and make something happen.
Would you guys like a day off right now, or?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe we can regroup and have a little more time for game planning. I mean, Iowa State's probably a little tougher to prepare for, even though we played them about a month ago or whatever it was, with the way they play defense and kind of what they're trying to do on the offensive end. So that was a tough one-day scout. But the reality of it is you had to play somebody, and you have to be ready. And so we just have to play better. We definitely need to play better. Stay together as a team and play with a little more energy and a little more fight, a little more.
Yeah, it does seem kind of like, I think, the theme, and you're hearing it from the fans too. It's kind of the theme of, Blake Harper will play 2 good games and then maybe 2 bad games. Owen will have a couple bad games, then a good game. It's kind of like we can't get everybody on the same page.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. And some of it's the overall energy. I think they take to adversity at times and let it affect them, or when something doesn't go right on the floor instead of just playing through. Some of it is youth. Some of it is trying to understand kind of the Creighton culture and what we're about and how we do things. And so it would be nice to have everybody play well at once, not in 3 or 4 minute segments or one game at a time.
Yeah, because I thought Owen at least gave more energy today and held his own in there because he had a tough job.
We're also trying to figure some things out. His rim protection is obviously not as good as it was last year, so we're trying to figure out what to do on some ball screen defenses and when guys drive in there, and so those are things that we're going to improve on and get better. But I did like his energy today. I'm an energy guy. I thought he played with some energy and moved around and at least was communicating some. There's a few other guys I think that just need to continue to work on, their facial expressions, their ability to show energy. I think energy is a contagious thing. It can be good or bad, and I feel like we can pick that up a little bit for each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Hud came in and gave some good minutes again today.
He did. You know what? When I talk about energy and competing and playing hard, he's trying to win the battle. He's trying to win the game. I say that all the time. I'll call my son back home who plays on his high school team, and I'm like, yeah, this guy tries to win the game. Are you playing or are you trying to win the game? And I think Hudson does a good job of trying to win the game. And, we're trying to figure out the 5 guys that can be on the court at the same time that have a good mix that are trying to win the basketball game. And then the second piece is, how do you affect winning? Do you come up with a loose ball, a loose rebound, help your teammate? Are you the loudest guy in the room? And so those are things when you have so many new players, like a lot of teams across the country, that we're all trying to figure out.
Yeah, that we were probably ahead of them in the boards most of the game, but then we went in that cold streak, and then of course they're going to get rebounds. We're not. It's just how it works out.
Well, we played small for a little while there also.
Yeah.
We had Isaac Trout at the 5 because he was making shots and playing well offensively. And we do give up some rim protection and some rebounding, obviously, when he's at the 5 against some of those 6'10", 245-pound guys.
Yeah. Iowa State's a very good team, and without Lipsy, that was a pretty impressive performance to them.
Yeah, I thought the point guard, the kid from France who
he was tough.
Academy, he's he really took on the role of their leader. He did a great job. I felt like he just kind of controlled the game from the top of the keys.
Yeah, he did.
Pressured us defensively, got the spots on the offensive end, and he's a tough customer. If he really hones that jump shot, he's got a chance to be a special player.
Well, it's kind of an odd situation for you coaches. Like, you got no clue who you're supposed to scout here. You would if UNLV loses another one, they're automatically in Thursday night.
Exactly.
But we're not automatically in Thursday night. We could play Wednesday. It's kind of up in the air. Especially since we played early. My understanding was they don't want anybody that plays late tonight to have to flip around and play early tomorrow, so they may shove them to Thursday. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
you got
that information.
You got any insight into this?
Information.
You got any insight more than I have?
No,
that's what I heard. I read the whole scenario, and it was like I was more confused when I got done. But, so I know if UNLV loses tonight, they will play Thursday. Looks kind of like Rutgers would probably be Thursday.
Exactly.
And so there's 2 teams, and now you got to figure out who the other ones are going to be. It's who knows. We certainly are probably a candidate,
yes.
But that doesn't mean there's nobody else. Well, I guess St. John's could be.
So what time? It's 1:00, 1:30 now. What time on where we're located? What time will they let you know if you're playing tomorrow at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. 9 tonight?
Yeah, we are really. Creighton's really in a pickle because we played early both days,
right.
So we could play early tomorrow. There's it doesn't go the pecking order 5, 6, 7, 8. 17 could play 6 tomorrow at 10 a.m. That's my understanding.
Well, and I will say, other than we haven't played obviously our best basketball and we're trying to improve, but I felt like the tournament was pretty well run and.
For what they had to deal with 18 teams,
it's great seeing. The level of competition's been great
and unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So it's probably going to be a good learning experience for us, and hopefully we can leave here with 1 W and kind of get back to feeling confident. Basketball is a weird game. There's a confidence thing and there's a kind of a energy thing, and if you feel confident about your team and yourself, you play better. And so the way to get confident is by diving on the floor for loose balls and getting an offensive rebound, getting out in transition, and just playing hard. And, I think some of the guys are figuring it out on the fly.
All right. Well, Coach, we'll see you tomorrow or Thursday, or I don't know. We'll see. But, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
DK's appearance is sponsored by RTIThreads.com. Go to RTIThreads.com. Check out all they have to offer. They've got all Creighton gear. They got men's team and women's team jerseys, and they're also exclusive apparel provider of Blue Jay Banner. So check them out. That's RTIthreads.com. And now it's time for a player profile. And one of our favorites is joining us today. Mr. Isaac Trout. How you doing, man?
Doing all right. How are you?
Good. Well, let's talk personally about yourself first. It's good to see some shots finally drop in a game, right?
Yeah, it is. But, those never really feel good unless you win the game.
Yeah. So kind of explain to the fans a little bit what that's like when they come with that pressure, because they're it's just not pressure, but they're so physical, right?
It's very impressive, and they're without their best defender too.
Yeah.
So, when they're full go with everyone healthy, they'll be one of the best defenses in the country, I'd have to imagine. So it's really tough. They're so physical, they're so athletic. They pretty much foul every possession, and they kind of put the refs in a position where they can't call every single foul.
Yeah.
And that's kind of their deal. So that's tough for us. We're definitely not as physical as them. We have to be tougher, but those types of teams can be difficult to play against.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of got hit in the mouth there at the beginning of the game again. What What did you see? Was it like, I know Mac looked to me like Mac wanted the ball to move a little quicker.
Yeah, I think we were very stagnant the first 4 to 8 minutes of the game, and it kind of put us in a hole because when you're stagnant against a defense that just kind of switches off everything, you're not going to score. That's why there were so many shot clock violations. We couldn't get anything going, so once we figured out we needed to move the ball more, I thought we did some good things offensively, but ultimately I think it came down to the defensive end again.
Yeah, you've kind of played a lot of positions here. You've been playing the big position. You've been playing a lot of different spots. You've been playing the 5 a little bit,
Yep.
especially here because we've had some different matchups and so forth. How are you adjusting to that?
It's been good. Obviously, primarily play the 4, but I think I need to practice a little more at the 5 and just get more reps at that spot to feel more comfortable because they threw me in at the 5 today. Probably to stretch the defense and maybe get some looks at 3, but defensively, some of the coverages I don't think I did very well, so definitely have to work on that and watch the film on that.
And I'm sure you will be more for now with the loss of Jackson, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, we got it, and you're kind of going to fit that niche a little bit because you're not the same player, but obviously you're shooting with Jackson, you're comparable, so yeah. The tournament, like DK was saying, I mean, it's just such a high level competition here. It's crazy.
Yeah, college basketball is amazing now. I mean, it really is. A lot of these guys could be playing professionally for sure, but they decided to come back because, the money component, obviously. So I think college basketball is at its best, and I think there's 18 teams here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's 18 really good teams here.
Wait till next year. It's going to be 32.
Yeah, it's insane. There's a ton of talent here. So, every game's tough. Nothing's easy.
And for most part, like yesterday, I think there was one kind of blowout. Other than that, every game was close. Down with 2 minutes to go. Yep. Our game was close. Yep. Today, this one, I guess, got away from us today. But, I mean, for the most part, it's been pretty close all the way up and down, which is great for college basketball. How's your health? How are you feeling? Feeling okay?
I'm feeling good, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Complain.
Good.
Can't complain there.
You probably step outside and wish you weren't maybe playing basketball. You get some golf in, huh? It's pretty nice here.
I talked to a guy at the hotel yesterday. He had some golf stuff on, so I asked where he played. He said he played at Shadow Creek.
Oh, nice.
So,
whoa.
Yeah.
Well, the course where they deliver lobster to you on the course.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it. So
I don't think you and I will ever get to play there.
Yeah, no, it's private, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been beautiful. The weather's been great. We're going to go back to ice, cold, and snow, I guess. Yeah. But so I was asking DK, do you think it'd be better for the team to have like a day off and play Thursday?
Oh, that's a good question. Obviously, from a preparation standpoint, yes, because then we'd get a day of scout and kind of figure out who we play. But also, I mean, I think it'd also be a thing where we could just completely wipe today, wipe yesterday, and go out and play someone new tomorrow and probably be, have a clear mind. And sometimes when it's a quick turnaround like that, it's hard to prepare, but then you're not thinking as much. You're just like, let's go out and play and play our hardest. So I think you could argue either way. Yeah,
this is going to be crazy. Like DK said, like he's asking me, he goes, so we could play early. I go, you could play early tomorrow morning or late tomorrow night. Rob Anderson said initially, like last week when we were kind of talking about it, he thought we wouldn't play because the women play over at Thomas and Mack at noon tomorrow.
Okay.
And he was saying, I don't think that will interrupt our schedule at all.
Yeah.
But now maybe it will. But we're certainly candidate for tomorrow night, which, shucks, have to stick around Vegas another day. Darn.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's good to see you. It's good to see you knocking down shots because I get excited when you get some good looks.
Yep.
Your stroke looks good. It's always looked good, but you were knocking some down here, and you had a couple key ones yesterday that really kept us in the game. And what do you think? The last question, like, do you think, like, in going back to Iowa State, we said, oh, they've got the Stephen, but a lot of those guys have been there and they know the whole system. We've got so many new pieces here, right? It's really hard, and we were talking about, one game somebody's playing really well, maybe throws up a double-double the next game, they disappear. Yep. Vice versa, Owen had kind of a rough game yesterday. Today played great. Mm-hmm. What do you think that's attributable to?
I just think we have a lot of depth, honestly, probably more so than we've had, at least during my time here. So, I mean, there's days where, like, guys will score 0 or 2 points and won't be much of a factor, and there's days where they can, like you said, go score double-double. I think a lot of guys are capable of that. I think our problem right now is when guys aren't playing the way that they want to, they still have to be, you know, as engaged as they were if they were dominating.
Right.
And that's hard to do. Human nature, like if you're down on yourself, it is hard to, you know, stay in it and stay engaged. And even if you're not playing as many minutes as you want, I think that's kind of our downfall right now, where we've got to get better.
Yeah, DK was kind of mentioned something like that, like, you know, back when we had Baylor and Trey and all those guys, you know, something would go bad and be like, you know, we get 11 back there. He's gonna take care of everything around the rim. We're good to go. So don't worry about it, you know? Yep. And it does kind of seem like I notice guys' heads a little bit down, like, you know, and they're not really jumping around and fired up despite what's going on. I guess maybe we ought to take a little bit like I always joke about volleyball.
Yep.
Like after every point, they're out there smiling like, I go, you guys are down 3 points. What are you? And they're like, yeah, don't worry about it. We're fine.
Yeah, it's a little extreme, but yeah, you have a point there.
You know. I mean, that's kind of like maybe what we got to get going. But again, it's more comfort, I think, than anything else.
Yeah.
Isaac, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you stopping by. And again, Isaac's performance is sponsored by RTI Threads. Go to rtithreads.com. Check out everything they have to offer. They've got tees, quarter zips, everything you want in the way of crate and gear. Everything. And check them all out. That's rtithreads.com. All right, Mike Rochon's going to join us here shortly, and we will finish up the show and break down some more things. We'll get into some more chats as well. I do want to give a huge shout-out because with everything going on here, we've kind of gotten off the rails with some of this stuff because of our internet connection and so forth. But Careminders Home Healthcare, they've been a wonderful sponsor for us. So when you're in need of care for your injured or ill loved one, reach out to Careminders Home Care. Their agency is comprised of certified caregivers who have many years of experience. You will receive versatile, flexible, and customized care for your peace of mind and well-being. Give them a call, 402-932-2211. That's 402-932-2211, or check out everything they have to offer at caremindersnebraska.com. Jays go down 78-60. Did not cover and did not hit the game went under. So we've only had one game go over the total, and that was yesterday, and that was on a last-second dunk. So kind of crazy. And the Jays really now that's 3 losses. So really kind of need a win here. It's crazy. We knew coming in, Baylor and Iowa State were going to be a load, right? I mean, we just knew it, and it today was today was not good. Interesting enough, Ty Davis got a lot of run today because Graves is just not getting it done at the point, and especially today with the way everything went. All right, joining us now is Mike Rochon. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, I can hear you. This is good.
Right.
We're off to a good start here.
Got a little bit of an echo, though.
We'll take care of that.
All right.
Well, I would say your thoughts on the game.
I'm always trying to be a positive, glass half full type of guy, but that was tough. And if you're watching Trout and DK kind of talk there at the end, it's tough. It's tough because it's all the stuff that we're seeing as fans with like the effort and everybody's not giving it all the time, and that's the most frustrating part.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we went from having like 3 point guards to none, really. Like that's part of the deal. Like Graves is just after the first opening, foray into point guard play where he was scoring and everything else. Man, it's been pretty rough going.
Yeah, it's really bad right now at the point guard situation. And I, texting with some buddies like, when is the last time that McDermott's offense hasn't had that true point guard to run it?
I mean, you can go back to Altman era where we
Right.
always had point guards, really good point guards.
Yeah.
Maybe when Mo Watson went out.
Yeah.
I guess that's the season I remember. When he went out, we kind of really struggled at the point.
Yeah, that was the last one that really stuck out to me was Mo, when Mo went down.
What's frustrating to me with with Graves today was he's just dribbling too. You're not gonna beat that defense dribbling. You just aren't.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I was lucky enough to play under an amazing coach, and we were always told, you dribble with a purpose. There were so many times where we were just dribbling side to side as opposed to attacking the basket. And we talked about this, where when there's teams that are aggressive on defense, you have to be aggressive on offense to go after them.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just really non-aggressive. Like they knew not to go into that trap, but there was times where they at least have to challenge the guy in there,
100%,
and maybe draw some of that defense. I think there was one where we did challenge him, and then we got the pass to Owen. He laid it in. I mean, that was kind of what we want to do, I think.
Yeah, it was, and DK kind of talked about that, where you have to attack that and then try to get that 3-on-2, 2-on-1 on the opposite side of the floor. But it's just, the ball's just sticking with some individuals. That's just not creating basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Hudson Greer again, 12 points. I mean, we're at least getting some consistency. Man, his shot looks great. Like,
yeah.
This is way before he redshirted. His shot was not. He wasn't making a lot of shots in practice, so forth. But he's really knocking them down now. And boy, his shot looks awesome.
Yeah. So, I guess my question to you, with how poorly we've started the last couple of games and needing him to kind of flip the energy off the bench, do you move him to the starting lineup?
Yeah. Right now, I kind of like the energy he brings off the bench.
Yeah.
Sometimes Jason doesn't bring enough energy. And I think the coaches have kind of talked about that. Jason doesn't bring enough energy. And that today, even though he had a nice day scoring the basketball, with that physicality and their energy, you've got to match that somehow. And I think Hudson does that. The problem is so, and are we going to do something different at the point? Now again, people have kind of said, oh, Ty Davis, not a point guard, da-da-da. Hey, when he came in, we made a run. I mean, like it or not, and maybe he didn't really truly affect that. I think he did. But he's the one guy out there that brings energy. I don't care what you say. He's out there jumping around, kind of like the Ashworth was, last year, bringing energy. And that's what we're lacking right now. We got too many guys just walking down the court with their heads down that need to be, engaged and fired up and bringing some energy. I can't put a finger on it. But again, it does help to make shots. But, I mean, it wasn't horrible today. It was just, It was more their defense.
Yeah.
It wasn't like,
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, we had some shots we missed, especially kind of there in the second half. But, let too many things bother them, and kind of what DK said. And man, there's not much. If you turn the ball over, there's nothing you can do about it. So
No,
don't let it affect you.
there's nothing
like,
you can do about it.
and I mean, I get it. You learn and you get better, but don't let that one mistake cause another mistake.
Yeah,
Cause another mistake.
exactly,
And
exactly.
that's what we're doing. And that's
Yeah. Really, yeah, we are. It's just, it's not good. Who else stood out to you today?
It's funny. So at the beginning of the game, Freeman got his shot blocked a couple times, and it was just like he just didn't look like he was there. I was like, oh man. But then he kind of woke up. I don't know if somebody pulled him aside on the bench or something, but his energy shifted.
Yeah, I thought he was okay. Right? Yeah.
One thing to kind of take away from Vegas so far is kind of the emergence of Josh Dix.
Yeah, he's starting to slowly come around.
Yep.
Again, I think we're to the point now where he's got to do everything. Like, kind of like, remember the old days with Nate Funk? It's like, well, got to give the ball to Nate and just let him try and do something. I mean, it's kind of the same deal. It's yeah. There's a lot of head scratching. A lot of people leaving the arena when I was coming down here to the press area, and a lot of Jays fans are like, yeah, I don't know if I want to come back and watch another game here. I mean, and again, nationally they're bitching, but again, it's the ticket prices, man. They're crazy.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for two people, it's $300. And I mean, like, they're gonna say, well, I'm not gonna come here and watch $300 to watch this crap again. It's like, yeah. For the Jays today, I mean, I don't know why my score sheet is not coming up. There we go. Yeah, Owen had 9 rebounds today. 23 minutes, 9 rebounds, 6 points. Jason Green had a 15 points. It was a quiet 15. He got some late too. But 2 rebounds. We kind of hung with on the boards with him.
Graves.
Here's the deal. Graves did not score today. Speaking of Graves, I mean that's not going to work. Graves and Harper did not score. We got to get something from one of those guys. Dix had 15. Nice effort there. 6 of 10, 3 of 6 from downtown. We got nothing. Conan gave us 1 point. Isaac had 10 today, which was big. 3 threes. Hit a free throw, so 10 points for Isaac. And then again, Hudson Greer, 10 points, 5 rebounds in 19 minutes. How's the turnover? I just got to look at the turnovers of Hudson. He had 2 today. But I mean, as a team, we had 14. We had 10 in the first half, so actually we cleaned it up in the second half. Now, I don't know if they were as aggressive trapping, but they were certainly as physical.
Oh, for sure.
Fedor's just not giving us anything. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's in that spot where he is playing with zero confidence and looking over his shoulder. Where, hey, if I go and make a mistake, I'm out. I'm getting pulled out. And so that's so difficult to play. But man, he's playing enough basketball in his life. Just get over it and go play.
Yeah. There's just, I think there's too, I think DK kind of hit on, there's too much putting their head down and moping about the last play and on and on and on and on and on.
Yep. All
right.
Those 2 guys that we had on, that was pretty glaring. of what, and and McDermott saying it after North Dakota. It's a big issue.
You mean today? The two guys today we had on?
Yeah. Sorry. Yep. DK and Trout.
Yeah, they both kind of. Trout definitely agreed with what I said.
Yeah.
Worst call of the game. I think Mac was pretty upset. If you remember, Jason Green had a guy tied up down there, and they called a foul on him. And this next possession, the same thing happened on our end, and they called a jump ball. I know, we got beat by 18, so there's not, but. And again, like Isaac said, if Iowa State is kind of a little dictated on officiating, maybe.
Oh, 100%. Same way with St. John's.
You could call they're pretty heavily guarded, especially when they trap. They look like they're not slapping down, but they're certainly making contact with the player.
Yeah.
You could, if you wanted to call it close, you could. I don't. For the most part, I think they do a great job without fouling. I just think they do, but there are probably some times. I think full strength, they're way better than Baylor.
Oh yeah.
Big 12 total. I mean, it just depends on what Kansas is going to look like when they're full. When they have their full complement of players. When Peterson's back. Texas Tech's supposed to be good. BYU. I've watched them some early. I'm not.
Yeah.
Their early season hype to me is overrated. Hey, our buddy down in Oklahoma State, Steve Lutt's off to a great start this year.
Yeah.
So he's got a very athletic team. But they shot. I was looking at what they shot from three. They were only 5 of 14 from three. Seemed like they made more than that.
They made a couple big ones that just kind of killed anything that Creighton was trying to build.
I'm sorry. Yeah, 5-14. They were 9 of 14 from free throw line. I mean, if you look at the stats, I mean, it's not exactly. You would not think it was an 18-point game. They did shoot 50% from the field, so they were getting a lot at the rim. We shot 37%. But from three, they were 35%. We were 35%. Free throws were 6 of 10. They're 9 of 14. Rebounds were, within 5. The turnovers obviously were the big one. We had 14. They had 8, but that's not a huge gap. If you look at the stats, it was a closer game. But if you watched it, it was a blowout. I mean, it just was. Yeah. It's crazy. Today, unsung hero. I wouldn't put Hudson in that category because I think he was a star today. But
I said it yesterday, but I'll say it again today. I think Isaac Trout is my unsung hero. I mean,
I think he gave us some good minutes. He maybe got beat on defense a couple times, but he grabbed some rebounds. I didn't see it was a liability. That's the big thing with Isaac is who he can guard and so forth.
Yep.
I guess that's a one thing for Iowa State, I would say, is their 5 position. If teams somehow do make that guy A guard, B score, they're in trouble because their 5s are not very good.
No.
But in the defensive plan, their wings come in to trap. So it's like kind of like us last year. We didn't have to be so great on the 3s and 4s because we had Kalk there in the middle, and this is kind of flipped around and kind of the same deal, really. Yeah. Okay, so here's the plan we need to discuss. So there won't, if you're looking for a Blue Jay banner today, there won't be a show tomorrow, or there won't be a show the rest of the week. We will have a post game, so we'll put that on Twitter. We will have a post game. Again, we don't know when the hell the game is. I think more than likely, though, we will probably do, because now apparently we're this nice spot where we're able to do the podcast from the arena is going to be used for something. I don't know what, but at any rate, so I may do just remotely up in my hotel room, and if it's tomorrow or Thursday, whatever. I think it's probably just easy for me to go up there, and we'll do it live and probably have a little better internet reception And then not only that, we can it'll probably come on about a half hour after the game, whenever the game's played tomorrow or Thursday, and then we can do that. I think we can make that work. So we'll do it that way. And then we'll get back with you on Monday, our regular lineup of shows. Like I said, we're going to have Lindsay Schnell from The Athletic on one day. She's here at the tournament, get her impressions. We're going to probably get Marcus Blossom on, not this next week, but the week after, because it's finals week. So there's a whole week where we don't have games. So kind of get some input on him on everything going on campus. We haven't had him on since the big initiative was announced. And then we'll get some other guests. We'll get about time we have Flan on. I am going to go over and cover the women's game tomorrow, so watch for that on Twitter. I'll be tweeting out things about the game. And probably check in. I'd like to check in with our baseball coach, Coach Kingston, because we just got the recruiting class signed, so I'd like to talk to him about that. So we got some things in the hopper. We also are really close to lining up the event. I believe we're going to have it on Thursday, the 11th. Is that a Thursday?
Yes, it is.
Okay. That would be the night we're going to have it at Infusion. So I'll send out emails of everybody that emailed last year. I'll send those emails out again so you guys are aware of what's going on. And then new fans, we'd love to have those in. We got to line up the chat, though. We got another chat. Martin says, was disappointing game to say the least. Greer's the highlight. Dick showed flashes. Green was good. Trout had a moment, but that is it. He says, serious reconstruction needs to be considered. Yeah, and I don't know how you reconstruct in the middle of the year, but I don't know what you want to do. If you want to just go, lessen Dick's minutes and go with Dick's, or lessen Graves' minutes and go with Dixon. Davis at the point.
Yeah.
Your final thoughts, Michael?
One thing I failed to mention earlier that has kind of struck out to me these early games. Creighton's a bad passing team right now. And I think that hurts quite a bit when it comes to shooting. Because if you're not getting that ball in the shooter's pocket, it just slows you up that much. Allows a really good defensive team like Iowa State close out. So, that's another frustrating piece. Is just a poor passing.
We had too many sloppy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So that's.
I'm not sure our spacing is very good sometimes either. Like today, I didn't think our spacing was really good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed our friend Casey. He kind of asked the same question you did. Do you start Greer or use him off the bench to give momentum like we've had been? And I think we kind of talked about that. That's probably could be. I see somebody yesterday asked Mac that in the press conference, and Mac, he could care less who starts. So I was kind of like disappointing. Casey put question mark on Dix at 1. I mean, he got his pocket picked today pretty easily, but I mean, he did play some point at Iowa. So, I mean,
so somebody did ask about Fedor at point.
What's that?
And somebody in the chat asked about Fedor running the point.
I don't know why people think that's a thing.
I mean, he can't. The problem is then he has to play defense too. So then he's guarding the point guard on the other side. I don't like.
Well,
that.
You don't have to. You can have somebody else do that, but I don't know why people think Fedor can run the point. I don't get that. I just what help would it be to put Graves at the 2 when the ball gets in his hand? He's going to dribble to it. That doesn't help you. Yeah. And Fedor at the point, I don't look at him as a distributor. I mean, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Maybe they will, but I don't think so. I think if they're going to make a change there, Dix will be at the point, or Ty Davis would get some more minutes. And I know people don't like that. They don't think Ty can. But, I mean, Ty got some penetration today. I don't think he had enough confidence that he was going to get it over the trees in there. And Ty's not a small guy. But I just don't see Fedor being at the point. I'm not in love with his ball handling either.
No,
I could kind of see a YOLO moment where he just turns it over and goes, oh, well.
Yeah, and I mean, the big thing is if the passing spacing is poor, no matter who we have at point, there's multiple things that, yes, it does start as a point guard, but man, it's tough.
Yeah,
It's
Graves
tough.
was kind of like that was kind of like a little bit of a every time we have a point guard that doesn't drive to the hole, our fan base just goes ballistic, and that's happened quite a few times. And then, then we got a point guard that just primarily that's his thing, right? And you see what happens. Like the whole offense can get out of sync real easy. Casey always pointed out that Ty was clutch last year in the Big East tournament, and I'm one of the few, but I still see something there. He's not going to drain a ton of threes for you, but I still see something there. He pushes the ball. He hustles his tail off on defense. And by the way, so with that comment,
and he leads.
Yes,
He's a leader.
yes, and that's what we need.
And he gives you your effort. Yeah.
Martin says, I think you start Greer. We need immediate energy, but Graves has just got to stay on the bench. The ball sticks, and absolutely, the ball just sticks. That's a great comment. By the way, so winner today is going to be Casey. Congratulations, Casey. You were great on chat today. Really appreciate it. You're going to win the basically a $75 off at RTI Threads. So you can go buy tons of great gear. So congratulations. We can't leave the show without talking about the big internet moment of the last 12 hours. John Bishop has been
The voice of the
killing
Jays.
it on the internet, on social media. Barstool replayed his anger at a call yesterday.
Yeah.
My son Heath goes, "Oh, I think that was unprofessional." Have you listened to John? I mean, and, I don't think it was unprofessional. And I listen to a fair amount of like if you are driving around in your car and you flip on the NFL on Sirius, the NFL Network, they go to other teams like their play-by-play. Everybody's a homer. Yeah. They're all homers. They're all screaming for a call every time. Same with basketball. So I don't think John's any different than anybody else. I thought it was hilarious. I listened to it and said, that might be top 5, but that's not one of his bigger rants. And John thought, so immediately I had to go down and bust his tail when he was down on the bench today. And, then Mac came over and was kind of giving it to him. And I said, happy birthday, Mac. We're chatting. And I go, yeah, he's blowing up the internet. And he goes, yeah. He goes, too bad there wasn't a camera out there with a lawnmower incident. He really would have blown up things. Mac has got the sharpest humor I think I've ever. Like, he is ready for everyone. Like, he is so sharp.
100%.
So sharp. Yeah.
But yeah, it was awesome going on Twitter this morning, and it was just all over the place. I saw it last night. It hadn't quite blown up, but then this morning, I mean, every major awful announcing, Barstool, all these different places. It was awesome.
Martin says they're all congratulating Casey for winning, which is really nice of our chatsters. Yeah. And then Martin says John Bishop is an American treasure.
Yes.
I agree. All right, we got some tight. Kansas up 46-40 over Syracuse. You need to get it going to cover that game. Tim had a great day yesterday. Not so good today. St. John's is pummeling Baylor. I thought Baylor would win that game. St. John's is up 10. Kind of surprised on that. Notre Dame beat Rutgers. No surprise there.
That was bad basketball.
Rutgers is definitely playing late Thursday.
And this is coming from somebody who watched the Creighton game about bad basketball.
Oh, you know who else? You know, I forgot another team that might play late. If they get beat pretty good by Oregon, they'll play late tomorrow, and that's San Diego State. So there's 3. UNLV, Rutgers, San Diego State. There's that 4th.
The last thing we need is San Diego State and Vegas.
I kind of think it's going to be us playing late Thursday. I kind of think it is.
Yeah.
Right now, nobody else pops off at me at the top of my list. St. John's being 0-2, but they're not going to, I think they're ranking. One of the tiebreakers too is the rank. Where you were ranked. Well, they're way ahead of us. I'm thinking a team like Tennessee. They're both undefeated. Alabama plays UNLV. I don't think they're going to lose to UNLV. No. Again, they're highly ranked. So I think we're going to be late Thursday is what I think. But we shall see. And follow us on Twitter. We'll let you know as soon as we find out. I'll be sniffing around down here in Vegas trying to figure out where all this is going. We want to thank our sponsors, RTI Threads, and especially Care Minders Home Care. Really appreciate everything they do. And again, if you need anything from them or want to check out what they have to offer, go to caremindersnebraska.com and they'll check it out. Thanks for filling in over the weekend, Mike. We may be seeing you here the next couple of days. We'll chat. And thanks, everybody, for joining. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Share it with all the Jays fans. Tons of Jays fans have come up to me while I'm here in Vegas, and they love the show. So, hey, we're going to keep plowing on, man. We got some positive feedback. That's awesome. They love our morning shows. One guy said, well, I'm not going to sign up for it. You don't pay for something. You don't know. It's all free. The guy next to him goes, it's all free, man. It's great. So, as I said, just tell all your friends to subscribe. I don't care if they watch 1 second of it. Just have them subscribe. That's the deal.
Yep.
And it's terrible to say, but anyway, maybe we. And again, somebody said we signed up for 4 more years, right? So we're coming. However, one last thing. I think yesterday I mentioned that there was going to be like a couple games played beforehand the tournament. The heads of the tournament are going to speak over at the MGM at 5:30 Vegas time. And so maybe we'll find out a little more. But what I'm hearing is they're going to bring the teams in at kind of different times, maybe? Or maybe 2 groups. There's going to be 4 groups, okay? 4 groups of 8. Like, let's say the 8 that we're in. We would come here, play 3 games, and so there would be a winner. And maybe one of the other 8s would be here at the same time, and there would be a winner. And then the next week, they'll bring 2 groups in, and then there'll be a winner. Then there'd be 4 winners, and then the week following that on a weekend, they would bring them in for a semifinal and final deal. Makes more sense.
Yeah.
And forget the consolation. Nobody needs to play that, So that would make way more sense. But again, they'd have to go to the NCAA. How's that going to work if one team's going to play 5 games? It's like, are those all going to be freebies, count as 1 for a tournament, or are they going to count as 3? I don't know. They've got a tough thing to figure out, but they certainly have to with 8 Big 12 teams in the tournament next year. So anyway, all right. Thank you so much. Thanks for helping us out with the coverage. Really appreciate it. Great job in the chat, everybody, today. Let's see if we got anybody else. I think I just wanted to clear up. I don't want to short anybody from the chat. No, we got them all. So, all right. Thanks. We'll see you either tomorrow or on Thursday.
Go Jays.